ever get that feeling,
Yeah.
where you need an expert, but you don't even know the right questions to ask.
Right, right.
Like your website's doing that glitching thing again, or you're planning a trip and you just want someone to tell you where to go.
Tell me about it.
It's like, how do I even get to the right answer, the one that actually fits my situation?
Absolutely, and that's what's so cool about the deep dive we're doing today.
Yes.
We're diving into George Tome's Generative AI Professional Prompt Engineering Guide
Okay.
and focusing on a technique called clarify before answering.
So instead of just like spitting out generic answers, the AI could actually ask you the right questions first.
Precisely.
And that's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Before we even get into like the how-to, what sparked this whole idea? I mean, what's the magic behind it?
Well, you know those super frustrating customer service calls where you just bounced around explaining the same thing over and over again?
Ugh, the worst.
This is trying to fix that by making sure the AI is crystal clear on your needs right from the start.
Like a really, really on-point assistant who knows what to ask before even making suggestions.
Exactly. Tome breaks it down into two parts.
Okay.
First, you establish that the AI is the expert in whatever you're asking about.
Right.
You're basically priming it to ask those super important clarifying questions.
Right.
And then you present your actual request, but you really emphasize that you want a solution that's tailor-made for you.
So instead of just saying like, write me a vacation itinerary, it's more like, I need a vacation itinerary, but first, tell me what you need to know about me to make it perfect.
Exactly. You're basically guiding the AI to understand all the little nuances of your request before it even tries to come up with a solution.
That's such a simple shift, but it makes so much sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, before we get into specific examples, I'm curious about the real-world impact of this. I mean, how much better can a response actually be using this technique?
Oh, the difference is night and day, honestly. I mean, think about it. Would you rather have a generic diet plan
No way.
or one that's actually taking into account your allergies, your preferences, how active you are, all of that?
Right. Everyone wants that personalized approach. It's like instead of a travel agent who just books you a flight, they find you those hidden gem restaurants you'd never discover on your own,
Exactly. And it's not just about the end result either. It's about the whole experience. Because when the AI is asking clarifying questions, it really does feel more like a collaboration.
Right.
Like you're having an actual dialogue.
So it's not me just like frantically Googling best chatbot prompts and hoping for the best. It's more like I'm working with the AI to get to something truly insightful.
That's the idea.
Okay, I am so ready to see this in action. So this whole clarify before answering thing,
Yeah.
it really sounds like it could like revolutionize how we use AI.
Mm-hmm.
But how do we actually use it? What kind of scenarios are we talking about?
Okay, well, let's dive into some examples.
Okay.
Imagine you're trying to plan a trip
Okay.
to Southeast Asia.
All right.
So instead of just saying to the AI, give me a travel itinerary, the AI might come back and say, okay, well, what kind of experiences are you hoping for? Do you want to hike in the mountains, explore bustling cities, relax on pristine beaches?
Wow.
It's trying to get a feel for what you actually want.
Oh, I love how it's already getting to the heart of what actually makes a trip meaningful.
Exactly. And that's when the magic happens, right? Because based on your answers, it can then tailor your itinerary to those preferences. It can suggest like maybe a food tour in Bangkok or a secluded beach resort in Bali. Those details you'd never find just by searching online.
That's amazing. It's like having a personal travel concierge in your pocket.
Right.
But it's not just about travel, though.
No, absolutely not. Think about business strategy.
Okay.
Like, let's say you're trying to create a marketing plan for a new product.
Yeah.
The AI could ask you about your target audience, who your competitors are, what your budget is, what your overall goals are. It's not just going to spit out some generic plan. It's going to work with you to build something tailored to your specific needs.
So it's like having like an experienced consultant, by your side, asking those questions that help you refine your vision.
Exactly. And that's what makes this approach so powerful. It's not just about getting an answer. It's about this whole conversation that's happening that's actually going to lead to a better outcome.
And this can be used in so many different situations. Like the source even mentions using this for medical advice.
Yeah, there's an example in there about cardiology advice. So let's say you're asking for like recommendations to manage hypertension. The AI could first ask about, well, how old are you? Do you have a family history of this? Any current health conditions? What are your lifestyle habits like? It's almost like having a virtual doctor, right? Taking this really detailed look at your entire health profile before offering any kind of advice.
That is so valuable because it's not just about what the AI is suggesting. It's about you getting the right information to make the best decisions for your health.
Exactly. And that's where this technique just becomes truly impactful, I think. It's not just about finding answers, it's about taking that step back and understanding the full picture.
I got to say, I'm getting some serious aha moments over here. This is like really changing how I think about using AI.
It's a game changer. And honestly, we're just getting started.
Right.
There's so much more to uncover in terms of using this technique and honestly, all the possibilities it unlocks.
Okay, well, I am definitely on the edge of my seat. We'll get to that in the next part of our deep dive. But for now, I mean, we've already uncovered some incredible insights into this clarify before answering approach. And I think the big takeaway here is that it's not just about getting the AI to give you the right answers. It's more about having this really meaningful conversation that leads to, ultimately better results. Okay, so we've got the what and the why of this clarify before answering. But now for the fun part. How do we actually make this thing sing? There's got to be an art to it, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's definitely not a one-size-fits-all situation. Tome actually gets some great takes on this. One of the biggies. This is an iterative process.
Iterative, meaning it's not just like set it and forget it.
Not at all. Think of it more like a dance, not, a rigid command. You start with a prompt. The AI asks its questions. You refine based on what it's saying. It's back and forth to get to the heart of what you need.
So it's a conversation, a true collaboration.
Yeah.
I love that it takes the pressure off getting that prompt perfect the first time,
Exactly. And the cool thing is, the questions the AI asks can actually help you uncover parts of the problem you hadn't even thought of before.
Now that is powerful. So it's like the AI is almost a thought partner, helping you really dig deep and find those hidden gems.
Exactly. And here's where it gets even cooler. Tome suggests pairing clarify before answering with other prompt techniques, like adding spices to a recipe to make it even better.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What kind of spices are we talking about?
Well, two powerful ones he mentions: chain of thought and comparative prompting. Don't let the names scare you. They're pretty intuitive once you get them.
Okay, break it down for me.
So chain of thought is basically encouraging the AI to show its work. Instead of just giving you the answer, it walks you through how it got to you there, step by step.
So it's not just about the destination. It's about understanding the whole journey the AI took. That's huge for building trust and transparency, for sure.
You got it. Now, with comparative prompting, you're giving the AI multiple options to think about. Almost like saying, here are a few different paths. Tell me which one makes the most sense and why.
Oh, that's clever. Instead of Emmy trying to figure out all the angles, I'm letting the AI analyze and weigh them with me.
Precisely. And when you combine these with clarify before answering, you create this amazing feedback loop that just keeps getting better. Deeper analysis, smarter responses, better outcomes overall.
My mind is officially blown. It's like having a whole team of experts on call helping you through this whole process.
That's a great way to put it. And the best part is, this isn't just for AI. Think about clarify before answering in our own conversations as humans.
Whoa, you're really onto something there. Instead of jumping to conclusions, we could all benefit from asking those clarifying questions, really listening to understand, and approaching problems with real curiosity.
Exactly. Imagine the breakthroughs we could have in our relationships, at work, even just in our communities, all because we took the time to truly understand each other.
It's like that saying, sometimes the answer is another question. Today's deep dive has given us so much to think about, but even more importantly, it's given us a real tangible tool to use. Whether we're working with AI or each other, the message is clear. Sometimes the most brilliant answers come from asking the right questions.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And who knows, maybe that's how we build a future where technology actually helps us become better thinkers, better communicators, better versions of ourselves.
And on that incredibly inspiring note, we'll wrap up this deep dive. We hope you've enjoyed exploring the power of clarify before answering as much as we have.